Hello friends and fans, this is Thomas J83 here, and I'm back with another review and running session. No unboxing today, nope, because as you can see, the locomotive is out of the box. But if you want to see the locomotive in the box, I highly recommend checking out my video from the Brampton/Greater Toronto Train Show of 2019. It's an 18-minute video, which does show every single locomotive that I acquired, including two engines you won't be seeing for quite a while. Which engines? Well, I'll explain that later on. For now, though, we are going to look at the Hornby Railroad J83. And don't get it confused with today's current Bachmann branch lines J72s, because they're two very different engines. Let's move you back a little bit. Here we go. Alright, so the Hornby Railroad J83. It is a pretty basic model, I will admit that, but you know what? For a basic model, it is really, really nice. I mean, seriously. It performs nicely with any load I give it. It runs at a good speed, despite that M-type motor, which I've had not... Let's just say I haven't had very good experiences with this kind of motor in the past. So, yeah, it's not the best one, in my honest opinion. But you know what? It works. It really works. And this engine certainly shows it when it's running around on the layout. As you can tell, at the front, there's some nice riveting on the buffer beam. There's metal buffers there. They're not sprung or anything. You got a nice smoke box door. And that little handle to basically open up the door. And it's actually 3D printed. Not painted. It's 3D printed. Yeah. Also, it's got nice little handrails here. The handrails are not painted, but that's okay. Now we look to the side here, and you can see a lot of nicely painted details for a Hornby Railroad loco. You got the LNER font on the side of the tank, as well as the number 8472. It's also that little splasher there, and that's got the nice lining along it. And there's even lining along the top of the locomotive. Now, one of the noticeable things with these locos is the fact that you can see the seam on top. Yeah, unfortunately you see a nice seam on the top. But you know, when it's running, you hardly even notice it. Anyway, here are the wheels, nicely spread apart. I don't know if that's prototypical of the J83. I haven't seen too many pictures of the J83s, but you know, it looks good. The wheels look great too. And you got a metal connecting rod, which is always a nice sign. Got some nice rivets all along here. Some handles, I think. Yeah, we got handles, but they're kind of embedded in the plastic, but that's okay. It kind of adds to the detail. I think there are handles. Yeah, they are. You got the steps going into the cab, and the cab itself. It's not the most detailed cab ever, and in fact, you could just see the motor inside. But you know, it's a Hornby Railroad locomotive, and I paid only $65 for the loco itself, so I'm not complaining on that. It's got nice details there on the back, including the coal bunker and the little lamp irons at the back. Nice realistic looking coal load and open windows. So no glazed windows on this one, but that's okay. For a basic loco, it's not too bad. But even for a basic one, it sure does look great. I wonder if Hornby's Duplo range is going to be similar to the Hornby Railroad range. I've yet to try out any of their Duplo locomotives, especially the new ones that they just announced for 2021. But, yeah, you never know. You never know, I may just pick one up or two. I've already got some Hornby stuff on pre-order right now. And those items will be coming up in due time. Now, one of the downsides of this loco is the fact that, well, let me bring the camera in a little bit closer to you. Or closer to the engine. If you can just look in over there. There we go. These wheels are firmly on the rails, but the middle wheel set, well, it's not perfectly aligned. The wheel span is so wide that on an 18 radius curve, well, it's not perfectly on the tracks. And a little kid who probably has their hands on a J83 does that, and the engine just suddenly comes off the track, they'll think there's something wrong with the engine. But you know what? That's just a minor nitpick. It's not really actually a nitpick at all. You just gotta know where to place your engine. That's all. Anyway, I'm gonna couple up its little train, which consists today of open wagons and a container, plus the Oxford Rail cattle wagons, including the one that kept losing its coupler. And I finally fixed that. So yeah, overall the looks of the J83 look really, really nice. It is primarily made out of plastic, though there is a fair bit of weight to the locomotive. And actually, now I think about it, yeah, the safety valves are also made out of plastic, but they're durable plastics, so I'd say that's perfectly acceptable for this locomotive. If it was on a major Hornby Railways model, I might be debating on that one, but no, for this one, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. So yeah, it definitely looks good. And in case you're wondering about the box, it's a yellow and red box. So that's how you can tell it's a Hornby Railroad locomotive instead of a Hornby Railways type locomotive. Because if it was a Hornby Railways locomotive, it would have the picture of the engine at the front, as well as that unique background and then info right on the back. As far as I can remember, the J83's box did not come with info on the back. Now, not even any pamphlets on the inside, but that's okay. I know I may sound like I'm nitpicking this locomotive like crazy, but to be completely honest, I do like the J83. It's a really nice engine, and the Hornby Railroad range is definitely a good range to work with. But hey, don't take my word for it. Just see for yourself. Alright, and there goes the J83 hauling its train. But of course we can't have the J83 be the only engine running today. Oh no. We need another engine running today. So I picked out another engine that I previously reviewed and also came from the train show. Yep, the Bachmann Web Coal Tank. And as you can see with the Bachmann Web Coal Tank, it's hauling quite a lot of box fans, a container, and a couple of open wagons, plus the LMS brake van. I will point out that I've had a little trouble with those last two wagons there over the last couple of days that I've been running these engines. Yeah. Something about those big hook and loop couplers that just don't mix well with the small ones, and they keep derailing. So let's keep our eyes on that today, okay? And now, ladies and gentlemen, on to the running session. And that, my friends, is the review and running session of the Hornby Railroad J83. It does look really nice, doesn't it? And it is a good runner. Where the Hornby Railroad range may lack in details, it certainly makes up for with performance. And that's what you want from a beginner loco. You want a beginner loco to basically run like a true champion and get young minds enthralled with the hobby, and maybe get them eager to buy more. And who knows, they might upgrade to more advanced locos, like the Bachmann web coal tank there. If you don't already have one, you'll be happy to note that the J83 is indeed still available from Hornby. You can find it in their Hornby Railroad range in the catalog or on the website. I got mine at the train show in 2019. So who knows, you might be lucky enough to find a J83 at the train show. Oh, yep, that car's derailed. Again, during the whole process of filming, that one car kept coming off the tracks. Thank goodness for the re-railers. Watch. Yep, there we go. Crazy car. Been doing that this entire time. Oh well. Now where was I? Oh yes. Would I recommend this locomotive? Definitely. I would definitely recommend the Hornby Railroad J83. Even if you are an advanced model railroader, this is still a very nice loco to have in your collection. And personally, if there were other numbers for this particular loco, I might just go after them and just, well, I could go after them and just, you know, add them to my collection. That's how good they are, really. So yes, they get a big thumbs up from me, and yes, they are very grand locomotives. Superb runners, and they look the part. In fact, when it's running, you don't even notice that seam on top of the boiler. Hardly at all. Yeah. I'm only sorry that it's taken me this long to get to the Hornby Railroad J83's review. But hey, better late than never, right? So now that's 5 locos I've reviewed from the Brampton Train Show. And 3 more to go. The other 2, I'll explain that later on. So we'll get one more shot of the J83, and then that'll be it for this review. Alright, my friends, so until next time, I'm Thomas J83. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm signing off.